and welcome back to Desert DIY. If you are new here, my name is Corey and I love to do furniture flips, trash to treasures, and things of the sort. Today I'm going to be giving you 3 makeovers. On this very first one, I'm going to go ahead and just do a light sanding on there to help my paint stick. This table and the other 2 pieces that I'm going to be doing today were donated to me very graciously from very kind people to help towards my cause, which is to help young adults that are aging out of foster care. If this cause is something that you would like to help out too, there are many ways that you can reach out to people in your area, and I just wanted to give some information on that because I've had a lot of questions on how to do that, and it makes me so happy that there are so many of you that want to do that. So what I would recommend that you do is to look on Google for your foster care agencies in your area. And I would find a couple of them and send some emails and leave phone call messages, or if you can get a hold of somebody on the phone, that's great too. But a lot of times they're extremely busy, so don't expect instant information. But just leave some messages and say, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. I want to help by donating furniture to kids who need it, and eventually somebody will get back to you. Just remember that their jobs are very busy and most of the time they are overworked and understaffed, so just keep that in mind. Give them some grace. But eventually somebody will pick up and figure out a way for you to help in this way. But on this piece, I am using spray paint. I use Rust-Oleum 2 times coverage, and the color is just called magenta. It was less of a magenta to me and more of like a bright hot pink. That's just how it turned out on this piece, but it covered really, really well, like Rust-Oleum always does, and it is extremely durable. You just have to give it time to cure. And I am going to do something really neat on the top, which is why you will see that I am not painting the top fully. I have been really into using peel and stick. I've been kind of like just testing products out from Amazon, and I'll have them linked in my Amazon store down below for you. But this was another peel and stick like countertop material, and it was pretty good quality. On the edges though, like around the curved edges, I would highly recommend that you super glue those edges down just because they are more prone to peeling back up again. But as far as the top of this thing goes, it stuck down really well. It was really easy to just use my hand to get the bubbles out. And then I used a razor on the corners. I just pinched the corners like really, really good with my nails and everything, pinched it really tight, and then went over it with the razor in the shape of the corner to make it like an exact cut. I hope that makes sense to you, although I think once you start using this product, if you want to, you'll realize how to work with it. Then I bought these couch feet off of Amazon as well, and I had my husband screw those on as well as the golden hardware, which I also got from Amazon, and I'll try and link all of this in my Amazon store. But here is the final look of it. This piece was donated to a young adult who is, I think, recently in foster care or something similar like that. Something interesting also is that, at least in Arizona in the United States, you can choose to stay in foster care, sort of like quote unquote in foster care, until you're about 21, and they have lots of benefits for you to do that. So for here in Arizona, they will give like a stipend for housing, which is so beneficial, especially because a lot of times these young adults don't have family to help. And I don't know about you, but for me, when I first moved out, I had help from my mom. I remember I was in a different state and I needed help to pay for the deposit on my apartment, and I was waiting for my check the next month, and I needed to put the deposit down before that check came in, so I had borrowed money from my mom and paid her back. But a lot of times they don't have that luxury. Lots of people don't have that luxury that I had. So the staying in foster care technically until they're 21 is a way that they can get those benefits like that. And I believe also there are other benefits towards paying for college and things like that. But this piece was just a cheap fake wood bookcase that I got. Somebody donated to me, and it had some little rough spots on it that I showed you already. But I'm going over it with an oil-based paint in black. I rolled it on and then went over it with a foam brush because the roller left bubbles. So don't don't use a roller for that because it leaves lots of bubbles on there. But I had this peel and stick like wallpaper sort of thing that I got from a yard sale, and I will link in the cards right here above the haul from that yard sale. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you would have already seen this huge haul that I got from a yard sale a couple months ago, and this was just in that haul. I'm not sure if this actual wallpaper was in the video, but I got like an entire trailer full of furniture from that yard sale, and I just matched the design from the wallpaper and cut it to fit and everything, and it goes on so easy, guys. I don't know what it is with me and like these peel and stick things, but I just have so much fun doing them. Maybe it's like how kids like stickers a lot, like for some mysterious reason stickers are fun to play with. So maybe I just haven't grown out of that. I don't know. It's just really fun doing this. I really enjoy it. My son got in on the action. He helped put the backer board back on, and he was literally just watching us do it, and then he decided he wanted to do it. We didn't show him really how to do it or how to hammer a nail in or anything. He just watched us and started doing it, and it was such a proud mama moment. So adorable that he is a year old and trying to do all this handyman work already. It fills my heart with so much joy watching him do that. But then my husband went ahead and put the nails in, and we put the nails in new holes instead of putting them in the original holes because it holds better that way. And here it is all finished. This one was actually a piece that was done per their request. They liked the color black, so I went with this black and wanted to use that peel and stick for this piece as well. Here is my last piece for the day. It is a like Frankenstein table set, like dining table set. So the table came from one person who was donating it, and then the bar stools came from another person. I think these bar stools were actually from the same person that donated that really cool vintage couch to me and a couple other things. So if you've seen that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But for this, I'm not going to do much. She liked wood tones, and I just wanted to keep the wood tones the same. There was really not much wrong at all with this, so I didn't feel like I needed to paint it. And I feel like this is a really good example of how to do a furniture flip or a furniture update when you have like a really low budget and you're just kind of using what you have sort of thing. So all I did was clean it with the Lysol wipes really good and then go over it with Restore Finish, which got rid of all the scratch marks and things like that. It filled those in to where it looked like a brand new table. I'm going to do the exact same thing here with the benches, and I wanted to make sure that this piece was cleaned really, really well. Normally I clean things really well anyways, but me being a neat freak and knowing that they have a toddler in their home, I was just thinking about how toddlers touch every little crevice of things without any worry of it being dirty. So I was just thinking of that in my head as I was cleaning it, like, okay, he's going to be like able to touch everything underneath this bench, so I'm going to take it apart and clean it. Now I'm just going to take off the old fabric, and my method of reupholstering is to keep what you possibly can keep. So I'm not going to put new foam on here. Foam is really expensive, and if you can clean it and keep using it, one, that's good for the earth, and two, it saves you money. So that's what I did. I ended up vacuuming it after I cleaned it with Microban. And this is the fabric that she chose from my selection of fabrics that I had. I got it from Walmart. I get most of my fabrics from Walmart. The Waverly brand fabric is really, really durable. I highly recommend it, and it's extremely affordable. Usually it's around $3 or $4 a yard, which is amazing. And usually, just for reference, you can recover a chair for about half a yard. Sometimes, like these ones, were a little more wide of a seat, so it could have been a little more than a half a yard wide. But most of the time, vintage dining chairs are about half a yard wide. So you can spend even less, $1.50 for that piece of fabric to cover the chair. And I'm just going to staple it all on, same way that I always do. But if you are new to watching my channel, or if you would like a refresher on how I reupholster things, then here's some quick clips of how I do that. This was kind of different because of the way the corners were, how they kind of dipped in where the wooden posts come up. And then underneath, like I was saying, I was thinking of the toddler and how that toddler could reach all the little crevices under these benches, and that plywood could like leave a splinter in his little finger. So I went ahead and covered the underneath side with an old curtain that I had. My grandmother gave it to me a long time ago when she was updating her curtains, and I've repurposed all of them now. This was the last little bit of it. And then I just reattach the bar stool back on with the same screws in the same spots that it was originally. And it is completely done. I did a fun little like place setting on here when I was showing it to her, because it was just really fun showing her the progress, and she was really excited about it, and we were having a good time like texting back and forth about what I was doing and things like that. And we went and delivered it, and they were so happy, and it was just a really great experience. And it just goes to show you that you can recreate something cool out of stuff that you would never think to put together. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit subscribe.